You're listening to KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine.
The opinions and views expressed in this program do not reflect those of KUCI, its management, or the UC Board of Regents. To find out more about this talk show or other talk shows broadcasting on KUCI, log on to our website at kuci.org or check out the latest program guide.
This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at Skylight Theater for their presentation of Sugar Plum Fairy.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
Yes, Sandra Tsing Low. Sugar Plum Fairy, we just did our opening night performance of it. You're a fantastic audience. We had a lot of fun. We tossed balloons. There were Fritas on the stage. We danced and did ballet. Some of the audience danced with us as well, and you were all part of the Waltz of the Flowers. So it's really a festive occasion. Now we're having fudge stripe cookies and Fritos at our opening night party.
You know, this piece reminded me of the Wonder Years, because it was like in the 1970s, and it was actually a memory piece just like that. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's totally, Ashton, you just nailed it exactly, because it is a memory going back on the 70s, but since there are often kids here, then we kind of have to explain to the kids, the adults and grandparents have to explain to the kids what the 70s were like. Very different time, the shag pallet carpeting and avocado green, and the Schwinn bicycles, and all the furniture covered in plastic, and that we would play records a lot. In my den, we'd have this record console, and I'd put records on like Mantovani and dance all afternoon with a bedsheet and pillowcase on my head, which we did do during the show. So it's kind of a nostalgia going back, but it's all this. Some of these issues are perennial. Middle school sucks for everyone. Although today there was when I asked the theater who was popular in middle school, no one raised their hand except one guy who we were going to kick out, but we let him stay.
So, question: why did you decide to write this piece anyway?
Well, it's based on an actual thing that actually happened. My sister, was a very good ballet dancer, but she couldn't turn very well, and so she ran out of the room in the middle of a rehearsal, and that was that. And then I was left, but I had learned by that time that I wasn't a great ballet dancer, and I was in the Waltz of the Flowers, and I stayed in my big costume while my sister watched the Nutcracker from the audience. So it was kind of like a joyous but bittersweet but sad, like it was really an interesting tale of a coming of age story when you're young.
Yeah, well, I love this piece. I thought it was fantastic because one thing, it's really hard to find good theater pieces during Christmas time, unless you're going to watch like A Christmas Carol, which I've seen so many times. But basically, it's a Christmas piece. Plus, also one thing I always say about Christmas, you got to spend it with children because it's a totally different thing when you do it with children. And this is kind of see it through the eyes of a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think that's part of it. Yes. Oh my God. Yes, I'm trying to offer fudge stripe cookies to our guests. Yeah, I think, and children really changed this show because we had this afternoon matinee of so many children, and it's interesting because they really do want to do a call and response. They really want to yell out what they're thinking as we go along, and it's very funny. And they really enjoy physical comedy a lot too, and they are very excited about like jingling their stuff at the beginning of the show. So it's interesting. Instead of having a sophisticated adult audience, like children really add a lot of life to it because they don't lie about their responses. They laugh at what they laugh at, and we enjoy them a lot.
Well, I love this piece. I thought it was fantastic, and I just don't like a whole lot of Christmas pieces just because they're so sweet. You know what I mean? But this one, it was a memory piece. It was like the Wonder Years. It was about a kid with awkwardness. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, exactly. And the thing about Christmas is we do want to sort of celebrate the holiday. We know we have to do something at the end of the year, but it like brings a lot of disappointment, and then there's like fear, and you're unsure about how things are going to turn out, or whether you get the right presents or get the wrong ones, and it's really a journey. But we do want to gather at the holidays for some reason, and we're really hoping this show takes you through the whole roller coaster of what's great and what's not great about Christmas, and we all eat our holiday stress carbs together. So I pass food around the audience. Yeah.
Once again, I love the piece. Plus, this is one thing I can honestly say I could bring my kids to.
Yes. How old are your kids?
The oldest one is 10. The youngest one is 7.
Oh, they could. 7 is just about the age. If they're a well-behaved 7-year-old, then they can do it. Yeah, we had some kids that age today, and they can do it. Yeah, they can certainly do it. Yeah.
Once again, love the piece. I loved you. You were fantastic. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you, Ashton. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Bart Lorenzo. I was the director of Sugar Plum Fairy.
So, question: why did you decide to do this piece?
Well, I've been involved with it for quite a long time. Sandra brought me on. I had seen the original production, and then I was involved with the many stages of adapting it into a 3-person play.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
It's a Christmas party. It's a Christmas party hosted by Sandra, where she tells a hilarious story from her childhood in which all the parts are enacted, and it's a celebration of all the complexities and joy of the holiday season.
Well, I actually loved it. It was basically a memory piece. The memory piece of something from a child, and you're not sure, like all memory pieces in theater, if this is true or not. It was kind of exaggerated. And that's beautiful because it's kind of like, first of all, like in the 70s, there was a show called The Wonder Years. It reminded me a lot of that.
Oh, yeah, it's the same time period and similar suburban milieu. Yeah, no, I've actually seen Sandra's yearbook, so I know much of this story is true. Maybe a little exaggerated, but it's all real.
One of your hardest jobs as a director, I think the hardest job, is actually casting. What do you look for in your casting?
Well, this one was pretty easy because Sandra and I had already collaborated with Shannon on a previous project. So she sort of naturally knew, and she actually wrote the parts with Shannon in mind and also with Tony in mind, because she came up with she just tried to think of who she would want to play with for this. We knew it would be a long adventure, and she immediately thought of Tony and Shannon, and then she wrote for them.
Well, I definitely love their characters. They played multiple characters. They were exciting. They were larger than life, and also they met the themes of this holiday season. Because again, you can't be too edgy. Even though they're theater actors, they can't be too edgy. But they still have to have deep emotions. They have to be striking. I just thought they did a fantastic job.
Oh, great! Yeah, no, it's important to be funny. We're trying to create a show which a 12-year-old can enjoy as much as a 40-year-old and a 50-year-old and a 70-year-old. So it's really trying to be for everybody. And there's a certain kind of enthusiastic kind of comedy, but yeah, it's grounded in a reality, and these two are fantastic at that.
That's true, because again, this piece, well, my feelings of Christmas is I always want to spend Christmas around children. It's totally different. If you're around a bunch of men or a bunch of families and we're just drinking wine around Christmas, it could be like June right now. But when you're around kids, suddenly they're excited, they're running around. Why are you guys so excited? Because it's Christmas. That's what, you know what I mean. This is what this play was about. It brought the child and everyone out, and it just made everyone feel like Christmas.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, no, I agree completely. I think children are essential to the Christmas experience. Even if you don't have children or have them in your life, you need to find that in yourself if you're going to enjoy the holiday.
Well, once again, I love the piece. Really hard to find good Christmas shows because, again, Christmas just is not a theater season. I mean, half the month, 2 weeks, it's just dark. They're otherwise doing reruns of It's a Wonderful Life or A Christmas Carol. I've seen it so many times, so it's really refreshing to find a really good Christmas piece, and this was actually wonderful. Something I take my kids to.
Oh, that's wonderful. Yeah, we're very proud to tell a Christmas story that people haven't heard before, and we hope it's fresh and exhilarating and refreshing in this season where a lot of things are very old and traditional. We want to kind of spice it up and make something very new and fun, and I think Sandra's done that.
Yes, and you have done it also. So I love the piece. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Tony Abetamarco with Sugar Plum Fairy.
Great, and which character do you play tonight?
Well, I play about 12 different characters. I play Sandra Singlow's mom, I play her dance instructor, I play her best friend Cam, so I play a whole bunch of different things.
And what's your take on your favorite characters?
It's in the spirit of Jack Lemmon. Jack Lemmon in Some Like It Hot. He just threw himself totally into the character of Daphne, and so, I just follow his spirit guide and do what I can to make it as hilarious as possible. All of them.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
You should expect to laugh your head off, and especially, to have a good sense of humor about Christmas, so that you're not treating it so sacrosanct that it's like it's only a holy holiday. we're just having fun. We're tossing it up in the air and making fun of being a kid and a kid's ambition.
You know this piece, right? Well, let's talk a little bit about the 70s. There was actually a show in the 70s called The Wonder Years.
Yes.
It was actually a memory piece about a kid, and it exaggerated what he thought his childhood was like. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, interestingly, because I'm an actor, two of the actors who were on that show are very good friends of mine. It's set in the same decade, so it's sending up the whole, the desire of kids at that point to be fitting in, to be, accepted, and also to excel, even when they don't have any talent. But that's true of every decade, isn't it? Every generation.
So, question: you're the artistic director. You could choose which plays you audition for. Why do you want to do this play?
Fun, and dietary benefits. I get to lose a lot of weight when I do this play because for 75 minutes I'm moving as quickly as I can from one character to the next. So that's really a lot of fun. But it's a delight to work with these creative types too. Bart DiLorenzo is a wonderful director, and I've worked with him before. Sandra Singlo is a genius. She's so hilarious, and she wrote it and stars. So just to be there and support her, and of course the amazing Shannon Holt, who's a terrific character actress and a really solid person. So it's great.
Yeah, I love the piece. Again, I feel it was like the Wonder Years myself because again, it was like a childhood. First, I'm looking for good stuff for Christmas, just because Christmas it's hard to find good theater pieces, and this was a wonderful one. I mean, it's something I bring my kids to, but it's also something that actually feels like Christmas. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do. And the past couple of performances, because tonight's our opening, but the preview performances, the audience people would come up to us and say, "Thank you so much. You launched Christmas for me. Now I'm ready."
Once again, really love the piece. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thanks a million. It's great to see you again.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Shannon Holt.
Which character did you play tonight?
I played a lot of characters. You mean the names of them? I played all characters in Sandra's story in her childhood. Her good friend Ruthie. I played a Russian ballet mistress. I played a ballet dance owner of a ballet studio. I played an elf. I played myself. I played a whole bunch of them. Yeah.
What's your take on your favorite characters there?
My take on my favorite character?
Yeah.
I like the little girl, the 12-year-old, because it's just fun to play a little girl again. Now that I'm an old lady, it was just fun.
Yeah. If my viewers decide to come out and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
They'll just have a really good time seeing a lovely holiday show with a lot of fun, colorful characters and fun music and dancing, and we throw balloons at the audience, and it's fun. They'll have a great time.
Yeah, this piece reminded me of the Wonder Years, because it was from the 70s, right? And it was kind of a memory piece. So it's like, the memory pieces in theater, it's like, you don't know if this is true or not. It's exaggerated by the person who actually did it. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's probably true. But this is Sandra Singlo's story, and she's a very unique artist and puts her spin on everything. And I think it's more edgier than the Wonder Years. So I think everybody should come down and see it.
Yeah, and I loved your performance. I thought you're fantastic. I loved your kid too. Yeah, thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sugar Plum Fairy will be playing at Skylight Theater from December 1st to December 23rd. For more information, go to www.skylighttheater.org. This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at the Gem Theater in Garden Grove for their presentation of The Holiday Gem.
My name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Damian Lorton, Artistic Director of Wilmore Productions.
Great, and what did you do tonight?
Well, we did the Holiday Gem for the 7th and final year, and I was Santa Claus for the 7th and final time.
And if my viewers decide to come out and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
It's the old Andy Williams Christmas. It's a fun holiday show. It just gets you in the mood. It's silly. It's fun. That's all it is. It's everything Christmas should be.
Really quickly, I know you're also the director, and the hardest part of directing is basically casting. So what do you look for in your casting for the show?
Well, this show is very special. We have people who've been doing this show since they were children, who have grown up as elves, and other high school kids doing elves still. I think half of the line's been doing the show for 5, 6, 7 years. So for us, the Christmas show is kind of like a family reunion. We just bring back people who've worked with us. We just have fun. And it's people who just love doing what they do, and people who just want to play and be on stage at Christmas together. We look for family. That's what we look for.
I hear you guys had a fantastic year this year.
Oh, it was an amazing year. We had a phenomenal season, lots of nominations for lots of awards, but more importantly, every single show we've seen the audience grow and just the joy and happy in people. We're just so proud of what we do.
Yeah, you mentioned something like 58 awards.
Yeah, we got 58 nominations from Broadway World. It was pretty awesome. More nominations than the other theater, so we're really proud about that. And but more importantly, we're just proud of the people that are out there working. In fact, one of our kids opened up on King Kong on Broadway this week. So we're doing exactly what we set out to do, where we're creating the actors for tomorrow here.
You know, because you and I are good friends, I'm going to let you get away with that plug, because Broadway World is actually our biggest competitor.
Oh, is it? Well, thank you so much for everything, and thank you for all your support and for being here, and thank you for sharing what we do and sharing the arts of Orange County, not just us, with everyone. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, once again, love the performance tonight, and also next year I'm going to try to do a couple of more shows, because, you know, I always try to come back here.
Yes.
But I just can't. The last time I came over was the producers. I love that show. I just loved it. So basically, I'm looking forward to next year.
Oh, good. So are we. It's going to be a fun, exciting season.
All right, thank you once again for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Ashley Marcus. I'm at KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Nicole Casesso. I'm the executive director, co-founder of One More Productions here at the Gem Theater, and currently on stage in the Holiday Gem.
Well, first of all, I love their performance. I love the performance of the Gem Theater. But actually, you know, I still try to come to the Gem, even though, again, I'm primarily doing stuff in Hollywood and all that. Last year, I could only come to one show, though. The producers, and I just loved it. So tell me, what was last year like, anyway?
This past season's been amazing. I mean, we opened with Bullets Over Broadway, which is an incredible musical. I mean, it was hysterical. We followed up with our third run of Patsy Cline. I mean, we've had sold-out houses the whole year. We did Hello Dolly over the summer, which was fantastic. The producers we just had up on stage, and now our 7th Holiday Gem. I mean, we just keep getting bigger and better.
Damon actually mentioned you were up for a lot of awards, actually.
58 nominations on Broadway World, which I think is more than any other theater. Yeah, vote for anything. One More Productions, Holiday Gem. Actually, you know, it's kind of funny. We keep joking that none of us are going to win anything because we're going to split all the votes. We're nominated so many times in every single local theater category for Los Angeles. It's insane. But the recognition is amazing, and it's nice to see that, you know, so many of our shows are getting recognized, that people are really loving what we're doing. So we're really grateful, regardless of whether we win, lose, draw. We're super happy.
Well, now next year I'm going to be just as busy, but I'd like to look forward to it. I mean, what should I expect for in next year?
Gosh, we've got Disaster, the musical, straight off Broadway. No one has done that show yet. We've got 9, which is going to be incredible. I mean, we have an incredible arsenal of talented women coming out for 9. It's going to be insane. Over the summer, we're doing West Side Story, and if you know our shows and our productions, the live music for that show is going to be off the charts. In the fall, we're going to do Bright Star, which we're so excited about. And then we're actually putting the Holiday Gem to sleep for a little while, and Christmas time we're going to do Beauty and the Beast, which I think is going to be incredible in this intimate space. So next season is we've got it stacked.
Well, I'll try to come to a few of them.
You better.
If I possibly could.
You better. Come out and see us. It's always a good time.
Okay, once again, loved your performance today. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. Take care. Thanks so much.
The Holiday Gem will be playing at the Gem Theater in Garden Grove from November 23rd to December 16th. For more information, go to www.onemoreproductions.com. This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at the Electric Lodge for the West Coast premiere of thinks.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
French Stewart. It is opening weekend of Finks here at the Rogue Machine, and the air is cleared out a little bit, so it's not quite as thick, and it's been a delightful run, and we're glad that we're up and running and that you could come.
Great. And which character do you play?
I play Mickey Dobbs. Mickey Dobbs is a club comic who really he wants his own television show, and he gets caught up in the politics of the times, and basically he loses everything, and it's not just a story about the Constitution and how far it'll stretch. It's also a story about show business and families and love and what they go through.
This is fantastic. This is the best piece of theater I've seen all year.
Oh, thank you.
I actually have to think whether it's the best piece I've ever seen, because again, first of all, the acting was fantastic, and I loved you. Everyone, even the villains just moved me. I felt like I was about to cry in the middle of it.
Aren't they wonderful? We've got a wonderful cast, and it's delightful to be able to work with my wife. We've worked with her as a playwright and me as an actor on Stoneface, but we never acted together, and so this is like a nice summer vacation for us in a way.
I'm just ashamed of how little I know about this, and I know a little bit about the Blacklist. In high school they talked about this, but it's been like 30, 40 years. I don't know anything about this. I don't know about people trying to really hurt their friends. Maybe it was just brutal watching this play.
It is, and it's a good reminder, and that's good, because that's why the show is here, just as a reminder, and it's not dissimilar to what we're going through right now, and we're seeing how far the Constitution will stretch and what people will do for what reason, and so it's good to do it now.
Love the performance. I loved your performance in it. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. It was a real pleasure. Good to see you always.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm at KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
I'm Vanessa Stewart, and I'm playing Natalie Dobbs. She's really Madeline Guilford in real life, but Natalie in the show. So she's very politically active. She is a very big optimist. She really thinks she can change the world if she just tells the truth, and if she fights power with good. She really thinks that they will persevere and somehow change the course of the government, and only to be proven wrong ultimately. But she still, even to the end, believes that everybody will write the course of history, and the Finks will be reprimanded, and that they will persevere, and the powers of good will win. She really does believe it.
I love the performance. I actually think it was the best performance I've seen all year. This play.
Wow.
No, I see like over 100 plays a year.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to understand. First of all, I know about the Blacklist. Everyone knows about the Blacklist.
Of course, yeah.
But until I saw this play, I just did not know anything about it. I mean, I couldn't. How could a person do something like that? But then I was thinking in the play, that's me. I would have done that exact same thing.
It is. It really is. The whole time was a test of people's character and their will and their beliefs, and how do people really stand behind their beliefs, and people at that time, they were, like Joe Guilford was saying, the writer. These artists had such empathy for people and for each other that they were willing to go to jail for their beliefs, and it's really sort of a message for our time now, how fear can affect just the population and people's lives and careers, and how people can be ruled by fear, and yet these people stood up to the government and stood up for what they believed in. It was amazing.
Yeah. Also, acting was fantastic. Every single character, even the big characters, I just loved them. They put their souls into this piece.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the people in this play, a lot of the actors play several different characters. Tom Fasella, I think, plays 6 different people, 3 of which have to actually testify. The specificity that he finds with with each character, I find really inspiring just to watch as a performer. So for me, I got my character is very dynamic, and I don't want to say she was easy to play, but it's so much fun to be able to use the language that Joe Guilford wrote and to act out the direction from Michael Pressman, whose dad was blacklisted, so he had a lot of history to share with the cast. Yeah.
I also like the chemistry between you and your husband, but again, it's so secondary. You just touched me, basically.
Oh, I really appreciate that. Thanks. I mean, that's if we can as artists move people to empathize with what we're going through, whether you understand the world or agree with our opinions as characters, that's the best gift that we can have as artists. So, thank you. I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
Love your performance. Love this performance. I wish I could see it again.
Oh, you can. Come on back.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you for coming.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Bruce Nozick. Well, I'm doing my second show with Rogue Machine. I'm involved in Finks. I only do shows that have 5 letters with the 4th letter a K, because the first show I did was Honky, when it was in the other space on the Met. And we opened yesterday, Finks, at the Electric Lodge in Venice. It's a wonderful show about the Blacklist. Please come.
And which character do you play?
I play the character of Fred Lang, a staunch communist who refuses to give names to the committee, and best friend to Mickey, who is played by French Stewart.
This performance was fantastic. I mean, I just can't tell you how moved I was by this thing. It felt like I was back in there and I didn't know what to do. This is basically the best performance I've seen all year.
Wow, thank you so much. That's really, really lovely of you to say. It's interesting because when I'm backstage at the end of the show before the curtain call, there's that montage where you've got some of the characters just sitting in their living room, other characters testifying, and it's a very simple montage, but I tear up every single time before we come up for our curtain call. It moves me so much. It is such a powerfully written play by Joe Guilford, who is the son of Jack Guilford, who was blacklisted back in the 50s, and he wrote this about his parents' experience and with the blacklist, and it's very powerful and very moving, and I'm glad that you had that experience with it.
I remember in high school we actually had a history lesson about the blacklist. It said very little. It said about the Rosenbergs.
Right.
It said there was something going on. I've done research. I've looked it up. Nothing tells that basically what happened there. That basically, no one got killed, right? So no one got murdered, so it's not that important. But this was such a turning point in history. I just can't describe it.
Yeah, well, people maybe didn't get murdered, but people killed themselves over it. Their careers were ruined. Their lives were ruined. They could never work in their chosen profession again. There are movies now that have come out that are much more touching on that, like Trumbo, and I just watched a movie this week called Good Night and Good Luck about Edward R. Murrow, who exposed a lot of the underbelly of the blacklist. People's lives were ruined. People maybe weren't killed, but they really kind of were, having their livelihood completely taken away from them. Marriages broke up. People killed themselves. It was a horrible, horrible chapter in our history. And unfortunately, what's happening in our political life right now, there's a whiff of similarity and of that kind of ostracizing people for their beliefs. And we got to be careful because history does repeat itself.
Once again, I love the performance. I thought you were fantastic. I felt like almost crying when something happened to your character.
Thank you.
So thank you very much for being on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Finks will be playing at the Electric Lodge from November 10th to December 30th. For more information, go to www.roguemachinetheater.net.